Cool.
We are on East Church Street.
Yes.
605.
605.
605 East Church Street. Back of the building currently. And I'm with Blake and Mark. We're at Unrivaled. Is it Unrivaled?
Unrivaled Iron Gym.
Iron Gym.
Yeah.
That's and
a little bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it's good. It's very cool. We met last summer. Mm-hmm. You guys had been open for about a year at that point, right?
Yeah, like
9 months.
8 months. Yep.
And so fast forward now, you guys were hopping even then. So coming to Frederick, well, first of all, how are the two of you, how do you know one another and when did this idea start?
Ooh, how much time do we have?
Sorry, the abridged version.
So we first met, actually like I was talking about, I own the store, I was talking about the store in Columbia, we met there. So I was running that store, Blake was a customer there as a police officer, which he'll probably talk about, in Howard County. So he's a customer, we met there. We ended up working out together one time just to try it out, and we always joke about it, but it was kind of like fate after that, and we just kept working out together, and
bromance
for sure.
You know, it was a good workout and it went well, but you know, like we kept doing it, then we became like really training partners, we worked out every day together, and then Blake can kind of get into this, but Jerry, the landlord, approached Blake because he had known him for a while and asked him if he was interested in opening a gym in this location here because he had the open space.
Did you talk to him about that?
So I met Jerry like 10, well at this point like 11 years ago maybe, something like that. And it was a gym in Columbia, Maryland. And he was into bodybuilding and in that scene there at the gym. I lived there at the Coliseum. Like that's where I was at every day. So we met there, and obviously he's a very successful man. We kind of align with like goals and how, I don't know, we just got along very well.
Yeah.
So, you know, fast forward, he's like, I have this space, and he always wanted to, like, I guess, have a gym of his own as well. And then when he had the space to do it, he was like, Yeah, I think he tried a couple of different things, honestly, before even talking to us about it. Yeah. But once he approached us, and I wanted a gym since I was like 12, 13. I've been gym hopping since I was a kid. I've been lifting since I was 9 with my dad.
Wow.
So I had my powerlifting career started when I was 10.
Holy cow.
So career, if that's what you call it. The YMCA.
Hey, gotta start somewhere.
So I mean, I always loved gyms, like old school gyms, just how they're all a little different. They all, it's awesome. So once I had the ability to do that, I'm like, first thing I thought of was, well, let me call Mark.
Yeah.
So like, you want to do that? I'm not doing it by myself.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to do it? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we didn't even think. We were just like, yep, let's
definitely.
do it. Yeah. And literally from that day forward, we just started planning. That's well over. That's 3.5 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And that was the end of 2021 where we first started talking about all of
it. And we literally planned and got like financial backing. It took like a year just to do that.
Yeah. Was that, do you have an investor, or was that like friends and family
no,
and just kind of reaching out to banks and loans?
We actually reached out to a number of banks and we were denied. That's part of the process, but and then we just ended up using an SBA small business loan. So the more
which is a great organization.
It's great.
To help you,
they're very helpful. The process is a little tedious and arduous, and sometimes. But it was the only way that we could do it because again, going to banks, having no revenue in the business, being a brand new idea, and also recently post-COVID, gyms are considered very high risk because the rate of failure is so high. The overhead to start the capital is so high. So they kind of like, we're 30-year-old guys, and neither of us at the time were now like owned homes, no like hard assets, like just like laughed at us. So like, we're not approving that.
Which is crazy. But I can kind of see the banking point of view is it seems saturated. Right? There's so many gyms. But I do think that there is a type of person that wants to come to a gym like this, right? So people who are really serious about their bodies lifting, they don't want and I'm guessing, I gotta put my makeup on to go to the gym. Like everybody I've seen in here is they're carrying their notebooks or they're putting their notes in. Or they're
pretty serious.
They're really serious about what they're doing.
What we're more happy with though is that like the overall goal when we opened this gym, and we said it on a video, I think one of our first videos we ever took, is like the goal of this gym is to create a community that's all like-minded. Any gym can say that, but to actually build the culture, that takes day in and day out hard work, relationship building, standing by your what you're saying. Can you
living it?
Can you back shit up, or are you just gonna? Are we allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you back it up, or are you just gonna talk? Right.
Well, the other thing is too, you guys are here,
All the time.
You're doing it, you're here, and it's not like it's some big corporate place somewhere else.
A community that people can get behind and trust and feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, a gym like this can easily be intimidating as well.
Sure.
It's like, only the serious lifter.
Well,
and that's not, it's not about who the serious lifters are. It's about, are you willing to take a step in the right direction to make yourself better? Because at the end of the day, not even for vanity purposes, there's so much that you can learn from lifting weights or challenging yourself with any type of fitness endeavor or goal. And if you get really good at that, you can carry that over into being a great mom, a great dad, a great worker, your career, right? Yeah. Part of the reason we got through a lot of the troubles that we went through. We went in the beginning through some serious roadblocks. I wouldn't even call them roadblocks, more like catastrophic events. Everyone's like, oh, growing pains in business. We're like, no, this wasn't a growing pain. This was more like it failed and then we brought it back to life. But we would have never gotten through any of that stuff without going through things like going through preps, like bodybuilding preps, and just we're used to grinding it out every single day and not stopping. There's nothing we're never gonna quit. So and that wasn't just you grow and you learn how to be like that, and you get better at it, and you mature like that. So I attribute bodybuilding to a lot of successes that we've had. So anyway, creating that culture
mental focus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It takes mental focus to be successful in anything.
Exactly.
And so when you prep your brain for that, then these things don't seem
as
you
challenging.
Already know you got to push through to get out the other side.
Right.
Like to retreat is just prolonging agony.
Exactly. So it's cool that there's this community here to kind of bring it full circle. Is that like we've seen all demographics, all walks of life, all age groups. It doesn't matter if you're super serious. We've seen people that come in and they're kind of scared to try it, and they're thriving, and that's what's awesome. I'm like, cool. This is cool. This is rewarding. It really is.
So I would say, it's a little intimidating when you walk in, but everyone was so nice. Even the people who were lifting, where so it's once you come in and get in. Can we talk about next door?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd
be great.
It's already kind of out in the open, so luckily you got to see it. So go ahead.
So you guys very quickly have been able to literally double your space in a short period of time because of the opportunity. You didn't want to lose it, which I understand. What is that going to mean for Unrivaled Iron Gym?
You want to take us on?
I think it's going to mean more growth and more opportunity. It's going to, like as Blake said, we have a great culture of people that really, regardless of their goal, we never want to be pegged as a bodybuilding gym only, because we're not. We are bodybuilders, yes, but we welcome all types of fitness, whatever the goal is. And so, in the beginning, with limited space, 10,000 square feet, and a guided focus in the beginning, it leans a little bit more towards bodybuilding, powerlifting. And so we recognize very quickly, this gym isn't just for us and what we like, it's for what everyone likes of all types of fitness. And so the opportunity next door to expand and double the size, like you said, is really going to give us those other facets of fitness that we're missing. So functional training, more general population squat racks, and more cardio equipment, more open space, more space to do more. It will also then create.
It's very area over there.
It is. It's very open, and we're not going to bog it down with a lot of. We'll add key pieces of equipment, but it needs to be open. And then with that, our other people here, like our trainers, for example, can grow. We have small group Body Goals, which is a women's focused small group fitness. They can thrive over there because they have open space. They have 20 plus women in their group. They're such a great core group of people.
They're only growing,
and so now they can double in size. We just launched last week an Unrivaled Youth Athletics program, and so we have 2 trainers that will be doing youth athletics. But in this current space, youth athletics can't really meet and thrive here, and so we're doing things that will allow ourselves to grow and the business to grow, but also help our people grow with us, because we say this all the time, every day. The two of us could never do this alone. We won't even pretend to. The team of people, our community of members is great, but our community of employees and trainers is also fantastic, and if they grow, then we grow, and vice versa.
So with the new space, you guys will be kind of reversing where people come in. It's much more open. You're going to have other partners in the facility, like personal physical therapists and people like
chiropractic care, some stretch therapy.
Really nice. Then they'll also have access outside. You're going to be putting in a nice place for supplements and things like that.
It's a nutrition retail store, so selling sports supplements. So we're trying to make a well-rounded wellness center, basically, of Unrivaled. So we can offer kind of like a one-stop shop. You can come here, you can get your workout, you can get your recovery, you can get your supplementation, you can learn about your nutrition, you can get personal training. It's really anything you need to reach whatever your fitness goal is. Unrivaled can provide that for people.
And I think the biggest thing that kind of differentiates us from, because like there's a lot of gyms or wellness centers that are doing that. There's even gyms at the corporate level that kind of offer the same things we're going to offer. The difference being the level of customer service that you're going to get and the level of authenticity, right? We're not going to lose that. So the same thing we built this foundation of Unrivaled on, we're going to carry that, and the people we brought in, the tenants, they're not tenants, they're friends.
They are.
And they're good people, and they're good at what they do, and they care about what they do.
You guys said that even when I met you this summer. So that has been a very consistent part of your culture. It's come across like that immediately, and so I'm sure people feel that when they're here.
I hope they do. That's our goal, is like, you're not a number. You're an Unrivaled member. You know what I mean? Because it's easy just to scale numbers up and collect money and call it a day. Anyone, not anyone can do that, but that's... You don't want to feel like that. You want to feel like you're a part of something and that it means something, and that the owners care about you too.
And relationships are everything.
They matter a ton.
With the members, we were highly selective with the tenants that we brought in here to offer those services. We had multiple physical therapists, multiple massage therapists reach out to us, and they want to be a part of this because they see it growing, and that's very flattering to us. But not to say they weren't qualified, but they also have to fit our mold and how we do things, and all of them, like Blake said, they're great relationships, but they're also great friends and great people. And as long as we put people first, then our members will get that same feeling too.
Absolutely. Well, that's so exciting. When do you feel like this is your big reveal to the public?
Well, soon. No pressure, but
crunch time,
like really soon. So we won't put an actual date on it. We have an actual date on it, but
just in case.
Just in case we miss it by a week,
But it's weeks out, not months it's weeks out. It's a handful of weeks away, which is really, really exciting.
Well, you guys just let us know, and we'll let everybody else know. But you can come to Unrivaled. So I noticed it's a key fob entry.
Correct.
Yep.
How is it? What are the hours?
24 hours.
Oh, so they can come in 24
whenever you
hours
want.
a day. That's great.
All holodays, everything. So
that's for members. That's even for day passes. So even visitors,
they can.
So it's very user friendly, very technology based, but also very, very secure. Being a 24-hour facility, we have to have very high security. Blake's background in police officer, being a police officer too, like that's paramount to our success as well.
Luckily, we have like security installed too with like cameras. They just finished up this past week. It's actually I was pretty impressed, like with what the cameras, the functionality of them, what you can do.
We can see everything.
I mean, we have security on our phones. We have security. We can see the gym at all times, at all corners. There's literally not a blind spot.
Unfortunately, we're always watching, whether we're at home, whether we're here. Like,
it's our baby. So if you're gonna do something wrong, we're gonna see it.
They're gonna know. You don't mess with them.
Don't mess up.
These are not couch potatoes. Well, look, I mean, I know you guys are gonna be successful for a long time to come. It's great. You guys are able to expand right here, so you never have to move or any of that.
Right.
And there's opportunities maybe to even grow more in the future. But people can come. They can go to your website, which I'll put on the screen, to find out information about memberships or to sign up or to get more information. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yep.
And they can always come in for a tour. Again, I know, like you said, it's 24 hours and the door is locked. You can send us an email to set up a tour, or you can just come and knock on the door. Our front desk is always here inviting, as long as it's during our staffed hours. And they give tours all day long and let people see the gym.
And our staffed hours are changing from, they'll be adding another 4 hours. So it'll be early morning until later at night. So bigger window.
Should fit in everybody's schedule. All right. We thank you guys for watching. Come hang out at Unrivaled.